that in the bio? There's got to be something better than that. No, but Greg really has a soft spot in his heart for Crescenta Valley and everything that he did here. As Ken said, he moved up from Glendale High School, played there as a sophomore, and came to Crescenta Valley as a junior. Greg was only 5 foot 6 inches tall, but he played much taller and tougher than any kid we've ever had there. He was a sure-handed shortstop who controlled the left side of the infield with tenacity and skill, and all this hitting above 300 and hitting with good power. This is a kid at 5 foot 6 that could do anything on a baseball field that you asked him to do. Whether it would be hit for power, sacrifice bunt, which he really didn't like to do, but he would do it. He could go the other way. He could hit the ball up the middle. He could do whatever you asked. Defensively, he would slide. He would dive. He would make plays from the hole that you just didn't think a kid 5 foot 6 could make. His arm was second to none. He was really an extraordinary talent. Opposing players knew that he made few mistakes, and henceforth there were a lot of teams and players that would try to intimidate him with size and, trash talk and stuff like that. Didn't bother Greg. He just went on and did his job and went about his business. At CV under Coach Seaver, Greg earned all Pacific League honors his junior and his senior year, and was a huge piece of the first team ever to win a Pacific League title for Crescenta Valley. 2 years earlier, CV had been basically kicked out of the Foothill League and put into the Pacific League because we were winning too many sports. And so in 1980, we won the league championship to become the first team to do so in the Pacific League, and Greg was a huge, huge part of that. He earned all CIF honors that year as well, and was selected to play in the Southern California All-Star Game, and earned the MVP of that North-South Series tournament that was played up in Northern California. As a result of that performance, he was selected as an elite player to represent the California All-Star team that went to Arizona and played other teams in the Western region. Greg's college days were pretty much satisfied and fulfilled before he ever took a first pitch as a senior. The University of Hawaii wanted him desperately. They recruited him and early signed him before we ever threw one pitch, like I said, during his senior year. It doesn't happen today too often, but he was recruited by a number of schools like UCLA, Cal State Fullerton, Arizona State, Oklahoma, to name a few. But he felt very, very comfortable with the people who had come to watch him from the U of H and wanted to be away. He's proud of what he accomplished there as well. His personal records include most doubles in a game. He had 3. There's an example of him hitting for power. Most double plays in a season, 24. And tying an NC2A record by reaching base 13 consecutive at-bats. Unfortunately, Greg didn't get drafted professionally, and that kind of stings, especially when you're as good and you play as hard as Greg did throughout his career. But it's okay. Didn't bother him. He put it in his rearview mirror and came back and concentrated coming back to CV and coaching with us from 1987 to 1992 in both football and baseball. And then he continued his coaching career at Los Angeles City College, where he not only worked hard to teach and coach the kids over there, but also worked hard to provide them with opportunities to play at a 4-year school, just like he was able to do. He said, coaching and working with young people was something that I thoroughly enjoyed. The chance to go back to CV and work with my mentors was a great opportunity and experience that helped me greatly when I moved on to LACC. And it will be something that I will never forget. Greg's worked for the Department of Water and Power for 25 years and spends a lot of time with his wife Nadine and their special 13-year-old daughter Deanna, who competes in VIP soccer and hip-hop dance and in the Special Olympics. She is a special young lady. Also with him tonight are his mom and dad, whom I've known for a long, long time, and they put up with a lot and sacrificed a lot for Greg along the way, and I know he's going to talk about that later when he gets up here. As a player and a coach, he will always be remembered as a great CV Falcon, one that our school and the baseball program will always be very proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Greg Vasquez for his induction into the Crescenta Valley Hall